Hey guys, Ivan here at ivanmana.com. In this video, I want to explain to you how the ad rank and quality score works, how this whole auction and bidding in Google Ads and Microsoft Ads works, so that by the end of this video, if you watch it, you will have absolutely no more questions. That is my goal, to be as detailed and as thorough as possible so everything makes crystal clear sense. Now, the subheadline is how I pay half of what my competitors are paying per click and how you can too. Now, of course, I didn't come up and talk to all tens of thousands of my competitors, but I do know for a fact that my competitors that don't have my quality scores of 8, 9s, and 10s, which I have on my campaigns, they are paying double, if not more, of what I'm paying. To give you a prime example, on our latest video, my case study video, I was paying about 23 cents per click, and one of the people who commented said, "How are you managing to do that? I'm paying 50 cents per click, and I'm using the same keywords." My first question was, well, what's your quality score? And it ended up being lower by 1 or 2, not a big difference. It ended up being a little bit lower than the quality score for in our case study. And that made that person pay double, okay? So in this video, I want to show you exactly how this whole thing works so you understand it. And then I want to show you how you can increase your quality score so that you can pay half of what your competitors are doing, okay? Now, before we get into it, guys, make sure to hit like and subscribe so you get notified when I release more videos like this. It is this type of content, guys. It's these types of small things that are going to help you succeed and help you make profitable campaigns. Because if I were to pay double for the campaign in our case study, the campaign would not have been profitable, okay? So take these pieces of information, guys. They're super valuable, super helpful. Now, I do have a full, complete, presentation ready for you. Feel free to skip ahead if you want. Before that, though, what I did want to do, for those of you that are interested, is show you some of my quality scores and our quality scores from our case study, okay? Just to show you that it is possible to increase your quality scores and how much of a difference that makes. So let's start the presentation. So the first thing is I just wanted to show you some of my quality scores for some of my campaigns. Now, the top two are Google. The bottom one is Microsoft Ads. As you can see, they are pretty interchangeable. These are ad groups. As you can see, they have clicks, they have impressions, they have experience. It's not like I only got 1 click and 2 impressions, like these are long-standing campaigns that have been working for me for some time now. And I dove deeper into this bottom ad group here just to show you the actual keywords contained inside of it. So as you can see, mostly 8s and 10s. 8 is a very good quality score, okay? That is very good. Difference between an 8, 9, and 10 isn't that much. Difference between a 5 and a 6 is humongous in terms of how much you pay. Difference between a 5 and a 10 is absolutely huge. You could be paying double, triple, quadruple of what the person with a 10 is paying, okay? So I broke this down, these quality scores. So as you can see, I'm not some magician. I'm not getting 10s and 8s and 9s on every single keyword. I do have some 6s and 7s, but where it matters most are the keywords with the most search volume, the most impressions, and this averages out to an 8, okay? So this is actually pretty good, and as I keep optimizing this campaign, this is a Microsoft Ads campaign, as I keep working on it, these numbers are gonna go up. Now, you might be saying, Ivan, you're lucky, you created a good ad, good landing page, good keywords, and you started off with this quality score. Well, think again, because if you look back in our case study, guys, our quality scores, if you recall, take a look at the case study, they were 6s and 7s, mostly 6s, and I think we had like 1 7, okay, in the 3 ad groups that we did. And I took a screenshot after our optimization, guys, and here are the results of our quality scores. 8s and 1 7. Huge improvement, okay? This is excellent, okay? So quality scores are gone up, and our cost, how much we're gonna pay per click for this campaign, is gonna go down because of this. Not by as much as if you went from a 5 to a 7, for example, yes, but still, this helps, okay? And this just shows you that improvement is possible. Follow along with me, guys, in this video, and you can improve your quality scores together as well. It's that easy, okay? So let's get into it. What is on the agenda? So first, I want to describe an auction because this is how bids work, okay? It's an auction. So we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna explain how it works and then what factors go into a winning bid. Hint, hint, ad rank and quality score. If you're looking at this saying, well, where is ad rank quality score? Here it is, okay? We're gonna cover it there. I have Excel examples, guys. I really went all in and I wanted to show you examples. I made a nice little chart in Excel, 2 charts, to show you exactly how this works. We're gonna dive deep into the numbers. We're gonna play with some examples, okay? Again, by the end of this video, hopefully you have 0 questions, okay? My comment section should be blank. None of you guys should be asking questions. Just kidding, definitely ask questions. But hopefully this makes sense. And then the most important thing, I'm gonna give you guys advice for how you can improve your quality scores just like I did for my campaigns and just like we did in our case study live before your eyes, our quality scores went up. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And then there's one more note about quality score I did want to bring up, which is pretty important for some of you. So let's get started. What is an auction? To understand ad rank and quality score, you have to understand an auction and how the bidding works first. So an auction is a process of buying and selling goods to the highest bidder, right? So you might have seen movies or cartoons or whatever where people say, you know, going once, going twice, you know, $5, $10, going once, going twice, all that stuff, right? People raising their like little, I don't even know like what it looks like in real life, but they have some number and they call out their dollar amount, how much they want to pay, and that's basically what an auction works, okay? Well, how does this apply to Google? Well, because Google also has an auction, and every item sold is a click, okay? And that's pretty much how it works, right? So whoever pays the most gets the click, right? No, that's how Google used to work. But do you guys know what the issue with that is? What is the problem with giving a click to the highest bidder? What's the problem with that? Well, you guessed it, relevancy. It's not good if I can pay $10 and I can show my Resurge, Steelbite Pro, or Ted's Woodworking ads to someone searching for cars or houses. That's just not good. That's irrelevant, right? Google doesn't want that, and neither would you if you owned Google, because users will stop using Google. If they type in, you know, buy new Honda and my easy battery reconditioning ClickBank product ad comes up, people, like, that's irrelevant. Why use Google if you're not going to give me the results I want? Google doesn't want that. And so, you know, 90% of Google's income comes from advertising. So they want to keep that income. Of course, they want to make everybody happy, advertisers to make money and people using it to make money. So how can this be done? Well, it's done with something called a quality score. Boom. So a quality score is not a be-all, end-all. It is not the end result. Quality score is a means to an end. So don't go out bragging to your friends about how high your quality score is if your costs are super high, okay? The main point of a quality score is to have low costs per click. That's the main goal. And of course, to have your ad show up in a higher ad rank, that is also part of it. But quality score is simply a means to an end. It is not the whole equation. So a quality score is a score from 1 to 10, which consists of expected CTR, ad relevance, and landing page relevance. So let's go through that a little bit. So expected CTR is the expected click-through rate. So out of all the impressions that you get, what is the expected click-through rate? Now, Google mostly looks at the historical CTR data. So that's the CTR that you see in your account. If you go to your ads, to your keywords, you're gonna see a column that says CTR, that's click-through rate. They're gonna look at that. But if you make some changes, if you make a lot of changes, they're also gonna take into account all those changes. And they're gonna say, how relevant are your now search terms to the keyword? So expected CTR is how relevant is the search term, what somebody types into Google or Microsoft, to the keyword that you added, okay? So you can guess what you can do to make this better. We'll cover through that at the end, but that's what this is, okay? Search term to keyword, okay? That's the connection. The higher the relevancy is, the higher your score for this component. Next, we have ad relevance, which is the next part. So we had expected CTR, which is search term to keyword. Ad relevance is keyword to ad. How relevant is your ad to the keyword? Is your keyword how to lose weight? Does your ad say how to lose weight, or does your ad say how to get a new car, right? Because that is completely irrelevant. So that's why, if you watch all my videos, my suggestion is to add the keyword as the very first headline, because that's the most important thing. That's the first thing people see. You want to make it relevant. So that's the ad relevance part. Next, you have the landing page relevant. How relevant is your ad to your landing page? So as you can see, it's a chain. Search term to keyword, keyword to ad, ad to landing page. Does your ad say how to lose weight, and does your landing page say how to lose weight? Or does your ad say how to lose weight and your landing page says, get a new car, click here to sign up for a new car? Completely irrelevant. Google doesn't want that, right? Obviously, that is irrelevant. So that's the landing page relevance. You want your ad to be relevant to your landing page. So in plain English, what is a quality score? It is the measure of overall relevance from the search term to the ad. the user journey. Google cares about their users. They want, when someone types something in, they want the user to find what they're looking for. They want everything to be relevant. And these three parts, search term keyword, keyword ad, landing page, they're all important in making this journey relevant. That is a quality score. Now, I told you that a quality score is not the be all end all. Why is that? Because there is something called, and here's a little picture of all the components, because there is a formula for a winning bid, which is ad rank. That is where your ad shows up. Does it show in first place, second place, third place? And that is your quality score times your maximum CPC bid. So if your quality score is a 10 and your max CPC bid is a 4, 4 times 10 is 40. Your ad rank is 40. Now, Google's gonna compare this, Google or Microsoft, they're gonna compare this with the next person's ad rank, which is gonna also include their quality score and the max CPC bid. And it's gonna compare whoever ad rank is higher, that's the person whose ad is gonna show up first. Now, there are additional factors that go into this. They're not as important, but for example, extensions, ad extensions, competitiveness, how much competition there is, the context of the search, all that stuff, they're not as important, but they are there. I thought I'd mention them just so you know that, extensions do matter type of thing. So let's go through some examples. So I created an Excel sheet and see what this looks like live, okay? So here's the Excel sheet. So as you can see, here are some numbers. Let me zoom in a little bit. So we have here 4 players, right, who are running Google Ads for ClickBank products. We have Casey, we have Steve, Ryan, and Rebecca. So Casey's paying $1.75. That's their maximum CPC bid, right? That's what they put in as the cost per click for each click. Rebecca is paying $3.50. Now, Rebecca's quality score is a 2. Casey's quality score is an 8. Now, observe. Rebecca is paying $3.50, right? She's willing to pay up to $3.50 for every click, but her quality score is really poor. So her ad rank is 3.5 times 2 is a 7. And so just remember that 7. Okay, don't worry about ad position right now. But let's look at Ryan. Ryan isn't paying that much more than the lowest person who's willing to pay, $1.75. Ryan is only paying $2, but his quality score is a perfect 10. So 10 times 2 is 20. Ryan's ad rank is higher than anybody else's. And so his position is going to be first, okay? And that's how this works. Now, Rebecca could pay more, okay, in order for her ad to show up. So let's see how much. So let's say she pays $7. Let's say enter. Rebecca is still not first. Let's say $10. There you go. Now Rebecca is tied, okay? So if Rebecca pays, let's say 10.5, let's just say that, only then will Rebecca show up first. So Rebecca's quality score of a 2 now forces her to pay much more for her ads to actually show up. So for her ad, well, let's not say show up, but for her ad to show up first, she has to pay $10.50 because of her low quality score. Whereas Ryan is out there chilling and his quality score is so high that he's still in second place with a $2 bid. So that's how this works, right? Play around with these numbers. Let me know in the comments what you want to see here, but that's how this works. Like if Steve, Steve puts down, let's say $4, now Steven is in first place, but he's willing to pay double of what Ryan is paying, okay? So these are just some examples that I cooked up to show you that you don't have to actually pay more to have your ads show up. Quality score is a very important component. It's like a multiplier, okay? It basically exponentially increases the effects of your bid. Now, how much does each person actually pay? So Ryan is willing to pay $2. Rebecca is willing to pay $3.50. How much are they actually paying? Let's take a look at that chart. So how much each person actually pays depends on the next person's before them ad rank. So Ryan's ad rank is 20. The next best person's ad rank is 15. So we're gonna take this number into account. I'm gonna pull up the chart here in a second, but basically, the higher your ad rank is above somebody else, the less you pay. So let's take a look at that chart here. If we open this table, this might get a little confusing, guys, right? The main idea here, the main takeaway, regardless of it, if all this makes sense to you, is that quality score matters. That's the main thing, and it incredibly, makes a huge difference in how much you pay, which is why I said that I'm paying half of what my competitors, and very likely way less than half, so like 1/4 of what my competitors are paying for some of them. So the way this works, the way you determine how much someone actually pays per click is Ryan's quality score is a 10, the next person's ad rank is a 15, so you divide. So you do 15, the next person's rank, divided by 10 is 1.5 plus 1 cent because you're outbidding. So 15 divided by 10 is 1.5. But then in order for Ryan to show up, he's got to pay that extra 1 cent. And we know that he's willing to pay up to $2, right? Ryan's bid is $2. So he's okay with paying $1.51 to have his ad show. So that's how much Ryan actually pays, is $1.51. Now, if Steve's ad rank is 5, now Ryan is not paying $1.51. He's only paying 51 cents. So the higher your ad rank is above somebody else, the less you actually pay. So this is where the math actually comes in, right? This is how much you actually pay. So how do you increase ad rank? Of course, you can increase your bid, but we saw how much that took, right? This bid increases much slower than this. Like if you increase this by 1 to 3 and you click enter, now all of a sudden this is 10.5. But if you increase this by 1 to a 4.5, it's only a 9, right? So quality score makes a much bigger difference than CPC bid, which is why it's so important. So the higher your ad rank above somebody else, the lower you pay. Now, in this case, Google actually does have some standards. So they say, for example, the minimum ad rank to serve is X, whatever the number is. In this case, for example, let's say it's an 8. So if Rebecca's ad rank is a 7, her ad doesn't even show up. It's not eligible to serve because her ad rank is a 7, and it has to be at least an 8. So Rebecca has to really either increase her bid drastically, or she has to increase her quality score, which is the easier thing to do. Really, that's generally free. Increasing quality score is generally free, okay? So that's how this works. Again, the main takeaway here is quality score matters, and the higher your ad rank, which is a combination of quality score and bid, the higher your ad rank is above the next highest person, the lower you pay. So that's how this math works, guys. Hopefully this sheds a little bit of light on how this whole process actually works, so you're not left in the dark. And let's go back here. So let's go back to the slide. So we saw that. So the main question remains, how can you increase your quality score and ad rank? Well, to increase your ad rank, you can either increase your quality score or increase your bid. Now, increasing your bid, we've determined can get pretty damn expensive. It doesn't provide as big of a difference as quality score. So the free and the easier generally approach is to increase your quality score. How do you do that? Well, we said what is quality score? In plain English, it is the amount of relevance between everything from the search term to the landing page. So how do you increase your quality score? You increase relevancy overall, relevancy, consistency. For example, you remove irrelevant search terms. If you take a look at our case study, we removed a bunch of search terms which just didn't make sense for our offer. For example, in the case study, we removed quick, instant, fast. We removed these words from ever showing up, from ever triggering our ads to show up, because our landing page doesn't cover a quick approach or a fast approach to do whatever we wanted to do in that case study. Check it out. But basically, you want to add all the relevant search terms which aren't going to be fruitful for you and which you don't promise them. So that's the first thing you always want to do. You want to do this every day. Sometimes, I've seen questions before, how often should I add negative keywords? As often as you possibly can. The more often you do it, the better, because then, you're eliminating other irrelevant search terms from showing up. So that's one of the things you can do. Another thing is you can use the keyword most popular search term in the ad and landing page. So this is why I always suggest you guys add the keyword in the headline, add the keyword on the landing page. I always really suggest you guys do this. And again, if you watch the case study, this is exactly what we've done to increase our quality score. I've created separate landing pages with the exact keyword. We've separated out ad groups. I've created separate landing pages for each of the ad groups, and that increased our quality score, as you saw right before your eyes. Now, another thing you can do is create single keyword ad groups. Again, something we've already done. This just increases relevancy because now you have one ad group with one keyword which you can exclusively focus on. You can create an ad for that one specific keyword. Okay, so that's why this is useful. Again, relevancy. You can, if you're not doing single keyword ad groups, then you make tightly knit ad groups, which means, how to ride a bike, learn how to ride a bike, how do you ride a bike, things like that. You want to, you don't want to add keywords together in ad groups which have no relevance to each other, because then your scores are going to go all over the place. And what ad do you write? If you have different keywords, you can't make one ad tailored to all of those keywords. Right? So that's the benefit of using single keyword ad groups, or if you're just starting out, tightly knit ad groups, which is what we have been doing. Next, you can use long tail keywords. This is huge, actually. I've come to realize that 3+ keywords, the more words in the keyword, the better, generally yield better results. if you are targeting people on how to lose weight, if you have a weight loss product, which is super popular, if you just say lose weight as a keyword, that's pretty dang broad. You better add 1 million negative keywords for that search term. I'm not even kidding. Because you're just gonna get so many irrelevant things to what you're offering. Because someone might be looking for fast, someone might be looking for slow, someone might be looking for keto, someone might be looking for paleo. Which one do? You can't possibly do all of them. You're gonna do one of them, like a 2-week diet, which is like a fast diet, or it might be slow for someone, right? So you have to add a lot of negative keywords if you're doing something broad. So it's much easier to just use long tail keywords, which are 3 words or more. Again, the more the better. And we found that as we used long tail keywords, our results were better. And our sales from the case study, they came from keywords with 4+ words, okay? The more the better is just so much more relevant to what you're doing. Now, there is a way to make all of this easier. That is with dynamic text replacement and dynamic keyword insertion. Now, I'll do that in one of the upcoming videos. You can use Unbounce and Google Ads or Microsoft Ads for this. It makes it easier for you. Now, you do have to be careful because you have to make sure that these things make sense, because if your keywords are kind of all over the place and you use this dynamic keyword insertion somewhere on your landing page or somewhere on your ad, things might not make sense. So you have to make sure that you use these tightly knit ad groups in order for it to work. But we'll get through that in an upcoming video. I will show you a way you can do it, and this will certainly increase your quality score because it's gonna make everything more relevant, okay? Now, one more thing about quality scores is that sometimes no matter what you do, you cannot bring your quality score up. This depends on your niche. So there are some other factors, but for me, I just had personal experience. I was promoting a lot of pay-per-call products. I made several tens of thousands of dollars doing so. And for some niches, tax relief, for example, which was huge, you just can't bring your quality score up no matter what. And that's because it's just one of these gray area things that Google doesn't quite like. In fact, they don't allow tax relief anymore. But back then when I was promoting it, quality scores weren't very high. No matter what I did, I could not bring it up. Google just doesn't like it. So if you guys are promoting some of these gray niche areas on Google or Microsoft and you can't seem to bring your quality scores up, don't worry too much. As long as you're making conversions, as long as you're seeing a profitable campaign and slowly optimizing it, that's the best you can do. You can't sometimes do better than that. So that's what I wanted to show you. And that is pretty much it, guys, for this video. Hopefully everything makes sense. You should now be able to understand exactly how you can increase your quality score so that you can bring your ad rank higher and so that you can pay half of what your competitors are doing. That's the goal. I want to show you guys how to do it. If you follow everything in this video, you don't have to understand everything. All you have to understand is that quality score matters. That's it. If you follow the steps here that I showed you on how to increase your quality score, you will be paying half, if not less, than what your competitors are doing, like 1/3 or 1/4 of what your competitors are paying. You can do that, okay? If you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and definitely check out the case study and see my quickest way on making money online with ClickBank. That is it. Hopefully this makes sense. I will see you in the next video.